Messi, Ronaldo, Bale, Vini, Salah. Over the years, there's been wingers who come through and completely redefine the position. But it wasn't Bale's speed that made him stand out. It wasn't Ronaldo's shooting or Neymar's flair that made them so good. You see, I spent years breaking down every world-class winger, breaking down each tiny detail of their game, trying my best to answer the question everyone has. How do they get so good? So at 16, I made it my life's mission to discover the truth behind elite wingers. How can I get to this level? I'd be lying if I said it was easy, but after trying and failing again and again and again, I finally figured it out. And not long after, my discovery helped me sign to a professional club. So in this video, I'm revealing it all. The skills, training, and secrets behind their success and mine now, broken down in 3 easy steps. So if you're a winger wanting to stand out and sign for a pro academy, this is the art of being a winger. But before we get into the training, first, what is a winger? Because to become the best at something, you need to know it inside out, down to the tiniest of details. So here's a quick breakdown. A winger is a player who plays on the byline and provides depth and stretches the field for the team. A winger always plays on the outside of the opposing fullback. Obviously, you want to come in sometimes, but the main premise of a winger is to stretch the play, being near the outline. Purpose of this is because if the team has no wide players and everyone is central, it causes a cluster, which is hard to play in, and it favors the opposing team. It's easier to defend when everything is so close together. So as a winger, when you stretch to play, you're also stretching the opposition. Once you stretch the opposition, you create space for your teammates to receive the ball in between lines and drive forward. As well, if the opposing team likes to play compact, since you're out wide and you receive the ball, you have a direct one-on-one on goal. The role of a winger is super important, so you have to understand how to play your position. Wingers usually make or break a team. So remember, to be a good winger, you have to be effective, and every team needs a winger. A good winger is one that is fast, has speed, has many skills and is longer to beat the defender to create chances, is clinical in front of the net, meaning he can shoot and score, and is able to connect passes to combine and go forward. Wingers are more creative players. The reward to risk ratio is very high, meaning you have the freedom to take more risks. Because if you beat the player, you have a chance to score on goal, and that is your role: assist and scoring, creating chances. Because even if you were to lose the ball, you still have your defense back ready to defend. So do not be afraid to take chances and go forward. Engage in 1v1s and be yourself. Be creative. You see, defending as a winger is kind of tricky, but still remember you have defensive responsibilities. A lot of people think you could just hang around on the outer third just because you're a forward, but that's not the case. Every professional team expects you to defend, and if you're unwilling to defend, you're not going to get rostered. Every player defends on the field. Yes, you may not be directly involved in the back line, but you still have to defend. See, in a game, you're only gonna have the ball for a couple minutes throughout the whole game. Most of the game is played without the ball. As a winger, yes, you're in the final third, but you still have to press, cover, and balance. So say the ball's on the other side, you're gonna be tucked in so the team doesn't threat a ball through, and it's through on goal. Because if you don't and you're caught out, there's a big gap in between, and if the other team's winger receives inside, he can comfortably turn and take the team on. Or he can bounce, connect, and you're through. So remember, you still have defensive responsibilities. Now that the basics are out of the way, there's one more thing wingers need to know before they can get into the training. As a winger, your role is to facilitate the wing, but you're playing in unison with your fullback. So if your fullback has the ball and he's central, you're gonna wanna be out wide to provide width. You're gonna wanna play on the outside of the fullback, play it, because if I receive the ball here, I can engage in a 1v1. After the ball's in the side and your fullback is tucked in, staying wide forces the other fullback to be aware of you. Because if I make that run behind, I'm through. You don't want to tuck in because when you tucked in, you compact the field, which is what the other team's defense wants you to do. Always out wide, ready to receive. So when the other team's fullback steps, he creates space in behind. If you play it, I'm through. Just remember to time your run. When your fullback takes up the wide area, naturally, you can tuck in and show to receive inside. You don't need to be out wide here. Remember, you're playing in unison with your fullback. If he goes out wide, you could tuck in. If he's more inside, then you need to show out wide. There's always someone needing to show in the outer channels to stretch your defense to create space. If your center back's on the ball and your fullback's out wide and you're inside, you're gonna show feet to receive the ball. Here, you can either receive feet or make that run in behind. Remember, everything is situational. Because a winger is more than just goals and assists. First, you must know your position inside out. So let me explain some tactical secrets you need to understand before you play another game. The fastest way I discovered to improve your game IQ is by learning from the best of the best. To further understand the position, you need to watch game films to develop your understanding of the game. You'll learn where to be in different scenarios in game. Defending, attacking, going forward, pressing from the front, ball on the other side, or where should you be positioned in defense? Where should you be positioned in the offense to get the ball to go forward? Where are some key triggers to press, go forward, specific runs to make, so on and so forth. To further develop this tactical intelligence, this is why we watch pro players play, because they're the best at what they do, and by us watching how they move, we get a better understanding of what we should have done in specific game scenarios. Watching film depends on a few things. One, which position your team plays. For example, if I'm a winger in a 4-3-3, I wouldn't watch a game film of a winger in a 3-4-3, because a winger in that formation would make different runs, he would press in a different way, and that's going to be feeding me wrong information. Because you got to understand football is a team sport. So for you to better understand how to play in your team's formation, you need to watch game film directly correlated to your team's formation. You need to find teams that play your team's formation and look at specific players in your position. For example, some wingers that you should look at are Gabriel Martinelli, Riyad Mahrez when he used to play for Man City, Raheem Sterling is very tactically intelligent, Leroy Sané is out of this world when he used to play for Man City and even still at Bayern Munich. Michael Olise as well, and the list goes on forever. You can find these full games on YouTube directly for 100% completely free. When you're watching these games, make sure you're stopping, taking notes, and understanding why they're making each specific play. Also look at the player, what they do off possession, not always on possession or when their team has the ball. Look at how they defend, look at what runs they make, and try to understand the purpose of each and every move. Watch film for at least 45 minutes, and once you're done, visualize yourself in those scenarios, making those specific runs, those movements, as if you're that professional player. This helps me retain that information, so when I go into a real game, I remember the movement, I replicate it to give me that edge against my opponents. And that's how I've developed my game to stand out. This is super important. So now you know what a winger is and how to play there, you need to become world class. So let me introduce you to the training I follow every day at 16 to help me become a world-class baller at an MLS academy. Because to become world-class, you need a training class to take your game to the next level. Monday, ball mastery. Everyone knows that wingers need to be the techiest on the field. Whether that's to win 1v1s, hold the ball, or just do this. And ball mastery is where you unlock that. So Monday's session is working on exactly that. The first exercise is the L drag. Drag it back, creating your mini U. This is to build direct on-ball confidence. Using different parts of the foot, getting comfortable, manipulating the ball with all parts of the foot. Next is V cuts. Cut the ball in a V with a single foot and then alternate in between. But when you go fast, technique does get ruined a bit, so just be aware of that. You can add a cone to make it a bit more challenging. I'll drag, come back up. Again, we're forming a U. Cones are perfect for V cuts because then now you're actually doing it with the right technique and pulling it away. Next, inside touch, step over. Inside touch, step over, exit. Inside touch, step over, exit. This is a stationary 1v1 move that Ronaldo uses a lot. Make sure you look at the hips as well. The right technique is super important and we want to reinforce that. So in the game, we naturally do it to manipulate and beat the defender. Next is the double step over, which is another step over variation. Really good to get comfortable with the step over because it's a very highly used 1v1 move, and once you get good at it, you can beat defenders in all areas of the field. Last ball mastery exercise is the core turn. Touch, cut it back. Fake, cut it back. Look at my arms, the way I throw it. This is to sell the move. Again, go slow to get the right technique down and have it become muscle memory. That's it for today. Tuesday, passing and receiving. First, to warm up and get your touch right, just one touch passes. Increase the distance and shorten it as well. Switch feet. Then, to further warm up, 2 touch passes. Always working on both feet. Get comfortable using both feet because in a game, you're gonna receive it on both feet. Then grab a cone, and now it's time for the real session. First is inside touch alternate. Go in rhythm, go fast, start slow if you need, but eventually you're gonna go as fast as you can, going in rhythm, using both feet. Next is outside foot. You're gonna control and receive the ball with the outside of the foot to be comfortable receiving the ball with different parts of the foot, to be comfortable on the ball, and to be able to manipulate the ball in different areas, in different scenarios, in different situations. Now you're receiving on the back foot. This is a common control many wingers, fullbacks, and center backs will have to do to get the ball under pressure and drive it up the field, make a pass, or to create space. Lastly is wall juggling. I don't have a wall, but I'm just gonna kick it up, control, and kick it up. I'm gonna work on controlling the ball with different body parts, getting comfortable controlling aerial balls. There's gonna be a lot of scenarios like that in the game, especially if you play out wide. Kick up, get it, control it, get a few touches in, kick up, control it again, right? Make sure you use both feet, different body parts to get comfortable and to build confidence controlling an aerial ball. That's it, but before we move on to Wednesday, there's one more session today. You need to go and play pickup, which is the real game. This is where all of your improvements gonna happen. Look, individual training is amazing, but you need to apply the work that you're putting in against real people so it transfers over to the real 11v11 game. You need to challenge yourself with pressure around you to be able to execute those moves in high pressure situations. So when you get into the game, you're able to do it instinctually. That is where the magic lies. So to find small-sided games, go to your local park, organize a group session with your friends, and just play the real game. It's not too complicated. The more you put into it, the more you're gonna get out of it. That's it. On to my favorite session of the entire week, 1v1s. But the best part is, we don't even need a partner. We're working on 1v1s at a fundamental level. Pick 3 skills you want to master, engage, and disengage. Just like this, engage, double step over, disengage, away. Just like in a game, that is the defender, engage, disengage. Now you beat him. Second skill that we're gonna do is the single step over. Pick realistic game scenario skills that can be applied in any area of the pitch. I'm not gonna be doing the elastical when starting off because that is not a highly effective skill. That is basic, that can be applied in most scenarios. Body feints and step overs are your go-tos when first starting out. Third move is the body feint. Go, come back, other side. I've done these drills for years and it's a drill that got me to the level I am now. Just take a look. Okay, now Thursday's session may feel familiar because we're gonna do Tuesday's session again. Let me explain. To master a skill, you need to consistently repeat the same action over a period of time. So that's why today's session is the same as Tuesday's. Now, Friday, ball mastery. Friday's gonna be the same setup as Monday because in order for us to master a skill, we have to consistently do it over a period of time. Saturday, game day. Not much to say. I got a game to catch. There's one thing that never changes in my routine, and that's a rest day every Sunday. You see, your body needs to rest and recover, and sometimes you just need an ice cream. Without proper recovery, you will not be ready to physically give your 100%, which will kill your performances. Plus, you don't want to burn out from playing the game, so it is a mental reset as well before starting the week. That's good. So rest days are crucial, just like this ice cream, every week, once a week. So yeah, this is literally the exact same schedule I followed to go from Sunday League at 16 to Professional Academy at 18. That's my blueprint on how anyone can become a world-class swinger. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.